How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel for another video, and today I got an exciting one for you guys. Before we start, I'd like to ask you guys if you could please subscribe and like the video. It really helps me out a lot and encourages me to keep putting out more great content every day. But with all that said, let's get right into it. Before the NBA entered in its hiatus in March, the Philadelphia 76ers were without a question one of the biggest disappointments in the Eastern Conference. But when the NBA returns to play later this month, those same Sixers should be considered a legit threat in the Eastern Conference. The Sixers have just about everything you look for in a contender in the NBA. They have two legit stars, obviously, in Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, strong supporting pieces in Tobias Harris, Al Horford, and Josh Richardson, and somewhat playoff experience. Obviously, last year they fell one game short of the Eastern Conference Finals last season to Kawhi Leonard and the Raptors. Thanks in part to the 4-month hiatus, the Sixers, though, will be entering the restart as healthy as they have been all season. Of course, as long as they don't get sick from the plague, obviously. In fact, though, if you ask Ben Simmons, reportedly, he'll tell you he feels better than he has at any point during this past season in the 2019-2020 regular season. That's great news for the Sixers. However, being healthy is one thing, and playing at a high level while being healthy is an entirely different thing. If Simmons and the rest of the Sixers can do both, they will undoubtedly be a contender. Maybe even a dark horse to win the 2020 NBA championship. Yeah, I could be totally wrong, but here are some reasons why I believe they can make the conference finals this year. Alright, starting off, one of my first reasons, if you knew anything about the Sixers during the regular season, is that they struggled a lot while on the road. Like, a lot. While the Sixers were an impressive 29-2 at home, they were a disgusting 10-24 on the road. Statistically speaking, the Sixers are trash when they're not at home. 100%. The Sixers had the 24th and 20th ranked offense and defense as a road team. They also had the 7th worst net rating. For how good the Sixers were at home, they were equally as bad on the road. In the traditional playoffs, this would have almost alone been the sole reason why you wouldn't believe in the Sixers. But now, with the same playing field as every other team in this aspect, you can make the argument that no road games when the NBA restarts will be an advantage for a team that has massively struggled in that compartment. Does that mean the Sixers will play like every game at the level that we might expect them to or not? They did on their home floor or not? Now that's tough to say, obviously, but at least they won't have the disadvantage of having to travel from road games. Another good reason is, again, the Sixers are healthy. Very key part coming into this. Assuming they can avoid the second coming of Jesus Christ, then Philadelphia will be as healthy as physically possible. If the season would have continued as scheduled, there's a good chance that Ben Simmons wouldn't have played a part. That likely would have resulted in an early playoff exit for Philly. Now, Simmons is feeling great, and rest of the Sixers will be ready to go, hopefully. They're rested and won't have to be placed on any minute restrictions. For the Sixers, healthy has always been a qualifier in their expectations. That no longer is the case, though, at least not for the NBA's resuming of play. The Sixers will also be more focused on playing basketball and will not have much else to think about. They're in a bubble and will have basketball, nothing else. For a team with young stars, I can't help but think that it could only be a good thing that their off-the-court distractions will be limited. We're going to see a healthy and focused Sixers team that we usually don't see at all. With as much talent as they have on this roster, that should be viewed as a good thing, no doubt. But obviously, let's not also overthink it as much. All this I'm saying could totally end up blowing up in my face, like everything else does in my life. I'd say, though, there is hope for this team, because the Sixers will be entering the NBA bubble with two of the best players in the Eastern Conference. One of them. Not the best, but one of them. Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons are likely two of the 5 best players in the conference, arguably. They also have a good supporting cast. I wouldn't say great, Definitely not as good as the previous years, but nonetheless, it's a good supporting cast. There's plenty to like about the roster, but it begins with Embiid and Simmons. If Simmons and Embiid are healthy and are leading the way in a meaningful and productive manner for the Sixers, there's no question that this is a team that could well be on their way to a deep playoff run when the NBA restarts this month. Will Simmons emerge from the hiatus with an improved jump shot? Will he return with a renewed confidence and finally be as aggressive as many of his critics want him to be? These are huge speculations that I personally can't wait to see. No doubt in my mind though, if Simmons is active and aggressive, the Sixers will become one of the most difficult teams to defend, no doubt. If he can be that for an extended period, along with Embiid continuing to be a dominant force that he often can be, the Sixers will be that much more dangerous. Obviously though, the Milwaukee Bucks are the team that I believe will emerge from the Eastern Conference. However though, don't count out the Sixers. I think it would be unwise to do so, and I hope the Bucks will take them as serious as they can. But anyways guys, that wraps up today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as I did making it. And with all that being said, I hope y'all have a nice day. Peace.